Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rebecca Keppel. In today's video, I'm sharing the quickest and easiest way to make shaker cards. If you're someone who loves shaker cards but think they're way too time consuming, you need to watch this video because Queen & Co makes the best kits for shaker cards. Everything is cut for you and it's literally 1, 2, 3 to put them together. First, let me quickly share the contents of Queen & Co.'s latest kit, Frankie and Friends, which is a fun Halloween shaker kit. All Queen & Co. kits come with a sheet describing kit contents and several photos for inspiration. The kit has 18 dies, which helps customize 7 different shaker shapes. Everything from Frankenstein to a stack of pumpkins, and some smaller dies to create faces or add details to those shapes. These dies are for creating different colors on the outside of the shakers, not for cutting the shakers themselves. In fact, part of the reason Queen & Co. shakers are so easy is that the main pieces are already die cut for you. Here are the acetate pieces to create the windows, already die cut into all the shapes. You get 3 acetates per main image, so that's 21 shakers you can create with one kit. The other thing they die cut for you are the foam shapes. Each sheet in this kit has 1 of each shape and you get 3 sheets. Again, that's 21 shakers you can create with one kit. They also sell refills of foams and acetate packs if you need to make more. You can see how easy it is to pop out the shape you need and then pop out the center, but I'm going to go through all these really easy steps for each shape in just a few minutes. The kit also includes a 4x6 stamp set that has a ton of sentiments perfect for the shapes of the kit. The kit also has its own perfectly designed paper pad, which is a 6x6 pattern paper pad. The sheets are double-sided and they coordinate with everything else in the kit. Queen & Co. shaker goodies are called Toppings, and this kit has 7 bags of toppings. They perfectly coordinate with the pattern paper pad. As an add-on to the kit, I also purchased the Frankie and Friends Solids paper pad. This is a 6x6 pad of solid colors to perfectly coordinate with the pattern paper and the toppings in the kit. Now we're going to dive into the quickest and easiest shaped shakers that you have ever made. Throughout the whole video, I'm going to share all of the shapes to show you how to put them together. We're going to start with the easiest one first, which is the ghost. To create the ghost shape, pop the ghost foam piece out of the sheet of shaker shapes. Then pop the center of the foam out. You can save the center for dimensional adhesive or create a popped-up ghost with it, but for now, simply set it aside. You're left with a frame of the ghost that perfectly matches the ghost die in the kit. Decide where you want the shaker on your card. You'll see I've already created my background with pattern papers and a stamped and heat embossed sentiment. This makes it a lot easier to create your shaker once those things are done. These shapes are die cut from double-sided adhesive foam, so you need to peel off the back protective layer on the shape to reveal the adhesive on the back. Place the shaker on your card panel to adhere it down. I used the ghost die to die cut white cardstock, and I'm going to adhere the center piece from that die cut with tape runner inside the shaker. Otherwise, we'd end up with an orange ghost. The center piece is a bit smaller than the shape, so it can fit easily inside, but don't worry about the line of color you see. We'll be covering that up with the frame. Pour your shaker goodies inside the foam shape and just move them around a bit so they're all evened out and not kind of a bump. Grab your ghost shape acetate window, then remove the top protective layer of the adhesive foam and place the acetate on top of the exposed adhesive. And that's all it takes to create the shaker. Seriously, the easiest shaker you'll ever make. To cover up the foam shape, grab the die-cut white piece of cardstock. This is the other piece that the die cut and has some faux stitching on it. Place some tape runner on the back of the die-cut cardstock and line it up right on top of the shaker. Then use some liquid glue to adhere eyes, which I die cut out of black cardstock. There's a small die in this kit that has 2 large and 2 small eyes as well as 2 eyebrows that can be used for a number of different shapes in the kit. I'm using the larger eyes for this ghost. Then adhere the panel down to a top folding white A2 note card, and this shaker card is done in a matter of minutes. Wasn't that so much fun? Here's another easy one, the bat shape. Here's the bat die, which I'm going to cut out of black cardstock. I decided to cut the eye die out of yellow paper. I'm going to grab a piece of paper from the solids paper pad to do that. Like I said in the last section, it's easiest to do the shaker last, so plan out your background and your sentiment first. Once I know exactly where I want the shaker, I pop out the center of the foam shape and remove the back protective layer and then place it on my card panel to adhere it. Don't worry about seeing the pattern paper edge and the edge of the moon through the shaker because we'll cover that up with black cardstock that we cut out from the center of the bat die. So apply tape runner to the back of that center die cut and place it inside the foam shape. Next, pour your toppings inside. For this shaker, I went with a mix of black and purple shakers. Then peel off the top protective layer of the foam shaker shape. Grab your bat-shaped piece of acetate and lay it on top of the exposed adhesive foam. To cover the white foam, use the die-cut frame piece that we cut from black cardstock. I'm adding tape runner to the back side of the frame. The Thermoweb Memory Runner XL is my favorite tape runner because the head swivels so that you can easily get around curves like this die cut. Place the black frame on top of the shaker to cover up that white foam. I'm using black foam tape to pop up my sentiment, which I white heat embossed on black cardstock. I'm going to link to the other Queen & Co dies that I used to create this flag and some other shapes in the video down in the YouTube description box below. Then use liquid glue to adhere the yellow die-cut eyes. The first eye, I placed adhesive on the back of the eye, but I found it much easier to add a tiny drop of adhesive to the shaker itself and then add the eye right on top of that. Simply add the card panel to a top folding white A2 note card and shaker number 2 is done. For this next one, I'm going to share what you can do when the die doesn't cut out a solid interior piece for inside the shaker. I used a circled die cut to cut out some gray cardstock for the center of my shaker because the mummy die does not cut an interior circle. It only cuts a circle frame with the mummy wrappings cut out of it. To create the mummy shaker, I pop the circle foam shape out of the sheet and then pop out that circle from the center of the foam shape. Peel off the back protective layer of the foam circle frame and lay it down on the card. Grab the circle that you die cut to go inside and place tape runner on the back. When I tried to place that circle inside the shaker, it was a little bit too big. So I carefully removed the shaker frame from my card panel. I adhered the gray circle right down to my card panel, and then I replaced my circle frame right on top. Next, pour shaker toppings inside the frame. Grab the circular matching acetate and peel off the top protective layer of the double-sided foam and lay the acetate right on top. Now add some tape runner to the back of the mummy face and place that right on top of your circle shaker. Add some drops of liquid glue to the mummy face and then adhere 2 die-cut eyes. You can also add eyebrows to this one. I think they look cute. Adhere the card panel with the shaker to an A2 white top folding note card, and now shaker 3 is also done. This next shape shaker has some pieces that are falling off the tops or the bottoms. It's still super easy to line everything up and get your shaker together in just a matter of minutes. To put the monster shaker together, pop the monster shape out of the foam sheet and pop the center out of the frame. Before you peel off the back protective layer, it's important to use the die-cut frame with the foam shape to see where everything will fit. I wanted the monster's feet to sit right on top of my sentiment tag, so I have to figure out where I want the shaker body to go because the feet are not part of the shaker, they hang off the bottom. Now peel off the back protective layer and place it on the panel. I was still not 100% happy with my positioning, so I removed the shaker and moved it until I found the perfect spot. You can do this before pressing down hard on the shaker foam shape. Add tape runner to the inside die cut piece and place it inside the shaker frame. Pour coordinating toppings inside the shaker frame. Find the matching acetate piece and make sure you have it facing in the right direction to line up with the foam shape. Peel off the top protective layer of the foam and place the acetate on top. Next, add tape runner to the frame, which I had die cut out of yellow paper from the solids paper pad, and place on top of the shaker, lining up the frame to cover the foam. Add a little tape runner to the die cut smile and place that right on the shaker window. Place a dot of liquid glue and place either the large eyes or the small eyes on top. I used the larger eyes for mine. Even with the extra time it took to line up the shaker exactly where I wanted it, this one was done in minutes too. The stack of jack-o'-lanterns is so much fun because it's actually 3 individual shakers, so you could put different colors of toppings inside each one. I chose to keep mine the same, but the facial features are different for each of them. After completing my background and sentiment, I grab the stack of pumpkin foam and pop out each individual center of each pumpkin. Then I peel off the back protective layer of the shaker frame and place it down on my card panel. Adhere tape runner to all 3 pumpkin centers and place them inside the right spots of the shaker frame. Add toppings. For mine, I added a mix of yellow and orange, but like I mentioned, you could add a different color to each pumpkin because they are completely enclosed, so the toppings won't mix together. Peel off the top protective layer of the foam and lay the pumpkin acetate on top. Add tape runner to the back of the frame and place it on top of the shaker. There's a small die cut to create a stem, so I added a dot of liquid glue at the bottom of it and then placed it on top of the pumpkin. I just lifted the frame enough to tuck it right underneath. I die cut the jack-o'-lantern face and some other eyes in a small rectangle from black cardstock and laid them out on my shaker. I'm using the Studio Katya embellishment wand to pick up these small cardstock pieces so that I can add drops of liquid glue and then place the cardstock bits on top. You could use the jack-o'-lantern features for all the faces, but I like how each one has its own different look. The owl is so cute because it comes with some extra little dies to create really cute eyes, wings, and feet. But the shaker itself is just as easy as before. I used some Queen & Co. dies from my stash and a sentiment stamp from the kit to create this background. Pop out the owl shape from the foam sheet and pop out the center. Peel off the back protective layer and lay it down on your card with the flat edge at the bottom. Add tape runner to the center die cut piece. I used a piece from the solids pad and place it inside the shaker. Pour your toppings inside the shaker frame and remove the top protective layer of the foam. Place the correct acetate shape right on top. Place tape runner on the back of the die cut frame and lay it on top of the shaker, lining up the body. The ears will kind of hang off the top. The owl includes small dies to decorate for feet, wings, eyes, and a beak. I used tape runner behind the feet and tucked them right up against the bottom of the shaker. I used tape runner on the backs of the eyes and on parts of the wings to adhere those right to the shaker too. I added dots of liquid glue to add pupils to the owl's large eyes with die-cut black cardstock and a dot of liquid glue for the beak. I cut the wings and the beak and the feet out of pattern paper and the other pieces out of solids. Sometimes that pattern paper looks so much fun and I like combining the two to create my owl. Frankenstein too comes with a few extra dies to decorate his face, and although the kit comes packed with supplies, I like to sometimes add some special extras. Here I added foil cardstock and googly eyes. To create Frankenstein, pop the rectangular shaped foam piece out of the sheet and then pop the center out of the frame. Remove the back protective layer off of the frame and lay it down on your card panel. I've created my panel with solids and pattern paper and stamped my sentiment on a flag. Place tape runner on the back of the green solid centered die cut and add it inside the shaker frame. Pour toppings inside and remove the top protective layer off of the foam. Then place the matching acetate piece on top. Add tape runner to the back of the die cut frame and place it on top of the shaker to cover the white foam. By now you should be an expert at this. It's really 1, 2, 3. Add tape runner to the back of the hair, which I die cut out of black cardstock, and place it on top of the shaker. The top of the hair is rounded to match the top of the shaker shape. I die cut his plugs out of foil cardstock and placed a drop of liquid glue on the edge so I could place it right under the hair, concealing the edge and holding it in place. I did the same for the left hand plug as well. I die cut his mouth and eyebrows out of black cardstock and adhered them with liquid glue right on top of the shaker window. I could have used the eye dyes that came in the kit, but for this shaker I added liquid glue dots underneath the eyebrows and placed small googly eyes from my stash on top. Googly eyes always add a fun touch in my opinion. I placed a piece of white foam tape underneath the shaker and placed my sentiment flag on top of that to pop it up. Even with all those little itty bitty die cuts, this shaker was literally a snap to put together. If you're someone who's sworn off shakers in the past, I really hope you'll give the Queen & Co. kits a try. I'm a big fan of Queen & Co. kits because they really make creating shakers a 1, 2, 3 process. Queen & Co. has re-released some of their past kits, so I'll link to a couple of videos here as well that you might want to check out to see other shakers you can create. If you're excited about this 1, 2, 3 process of creating shaker cards, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that bell so you can be notified every time I have a new video available. As always, I want to thank you so much for spending time with me. Please stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you again soon.